Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden stories behind the coins in your pocket and the change in your drawer. If you're holding a coin and wondering whether it's common or collectible, you're in the right place. Today, we're looking at the 1990p Roosevelt dime coin that millions of Americans use daily, but one that still holds interest for collectors today. It's time to find out what makes this little piece of change worth more than 10 cents in some cases. The 1990p Roosevelt dime is part of one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, first introduced in 1946. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, leader who guided the country through the Great Depression and World War II, he also played a significant role in launching the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, a disease he personally battled. The dime was chosen for this tribute because of its symbolic connection to that campaign, and the design has remained largely unchanged since. The frontal obverse of the 1990p dime features a left-facing portrait of President Roosevelt. Designed by John Arsenault, it's a simple but powerful image. The word liberty is inscribed along the left edge, with "In God We Trust," just below Roosevelt's chin. The date 1990 appears near the bottom, and to the right of the neck is the mint mark P, identifying the coin as having been minted at the Philadelphia Mint. While Philadelphia had produced coins for centuries, the P mint mark didn't appear on dimes until 1980, making it an important detail for collectors. The back or reverse of the coin continues with Sinex design. It features a torch in the center, representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left, symbolizing peace, and an oak branch on the right for strength. Around the top edge are the words United States of America, and the denomination 1 dime is along the bottom. The Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, runs horizontally through the middle of the design. Despite its small size, the dime carries a powerful message of national unity and resilience. The 1990p dime is made from a copper-nickel clad composition. Unlike earlier dimes that contain 90% silver, all Roosevelt dimes produced after 1965 are clad coins, consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of nickel. The coin weighs 2.7 grams and has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. Though it lacks silver content, this modern clad coin is still part of a collectible series. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 1.03 billion Roosevelt dimes in 1990, making the P version extremely common in circulation. Because of this massive production number, most 1990p dimes found today are worth face valued in cents. However, there are exceptions based on condition errors in certain die varieties. A standard circulated 1990p dime won't get much more than its face value unless it's in extremely fine condition. But if you have a coin that has been well preserved and has little to no wear, especially one that still has its original luster, you may be holding a mint state example. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch $3 to $10, depending on collector demand. Even more valuable are dimes with full bands. On the reverse of the coin, the torch has horizontal bands that separate the flames and the handle. If these bands are sharply struck and show full separation, collectors call this full bands, or FB. These dimes are less common and can bring $10 to $30 or more if in top condition. Some examples graded MS67 FB or higher can even fetch over $100 at auction. Another area of interest is mint errors and varieties. While there are no widely recognized rare varieties for the 1990p dime, collectors still look for off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and other unusual mint errors. If you find a 1990p dime with any kind of visible doubling, misalignment, or missing elements, it might be worth a closer look or even sending in for authentication. Some dramatic mint errors can command prices well over $100 depending on rarity and eye appeal. If you think you have a valuable 1990p dime, your next step should be to examine it carefully under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to look for full bands, strike quality, and any errors. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they show some age. When it comes to selling your 1990p dime, the approach depends on its condition and value. If you have a common circulated coin, it's best spent or saved. It's unlikely to be worth more than 10 cents. But if you have a high-grade example or an error coin, there are a few good options. You can sell it online on platforms like eBay, where coin collectors often look for specific dates or grades to complete their collections. Be sure to include clear, close-up photos of both sides and describe any special features. Local coin shops can also be a convenient way to sell coins, but you might get slightly less than you would through a private sale. Coin dealers need to make a profit when reselling, so they usually pay a percentage of the coin's estimated market value. That said, they can also provide useful insight and give you an idea of what your coin is realistically worth. Another option is to send your coin to a professional grading service. PCGS and NGC are the two most trusted services in the coin world. They will evaluate your coin, assign it a grade, and seal it in a protective holder with its grade and ID number. This process costs money, usually between $20 and $50, but it can make sense if your dime is potentially worth $100 or more. A graded and certified coin is more attractive to serious collectors and often sells faster, and for a higher price. Coin shows and collector forums are other great places to meet buyers who appreciate the nuances of Roosevelt dimes. You might find someone looking for that specific year and mint mark in high grade. Even if you're not ready to sell, you can learn a lot by talking to other collectors and seeing how your coin compares to others. The 1990p Roosevelt dime may not be rare, but it's still a part of American numismatic history. It represents an era when coins were changing, moving further away from precious metals, but still carrying the pride and symbolism of a nation. Whether it ends up in your collection, in a display case, or in a coin roll ready to search, every dime has a story, and it's up to you to discover it. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the story behind the 1990p Roosevelt dime. If you learned something new, or just enjoy exploring the world of coins with us, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. This is Coins Heritage, and we're just getting started. See you in the next video.